China's missed opportunity. Europe's discontent with US tariffs. Europe's frustrations with US tariffs. A missed opportunity for China. I'm writing to you as Chris Anstey, serving as an economics editor based in Boston. In today's analysis, we're examining the evolving relationship between Europe and China. We welcome your thoughts and insights at ecodaily@bloomberg.net. Haven't subscribed to our newsletter yet? You can easily register here to receive the New Economy Daily directly in your inbox. As we mark half a century since the European Economic Community, which evolved into today's European Union, formalized diplomatic relations with mainland China, the partnership stands at what experts are calling a critical inflection point, and the implications could reshape global economic alliances for decades to come. But here's where things get particularly interesting. Despite growing European frustrations with American trade policies, Beijing has struggled to leverage this potential opening to strengthen its own position with Brussels. The timing couldn't be more significant, with Washington's increasingly protectionist stance creating friction with traditional allies. China had a golden opportunity to position itself as a more reliable economic partner for Europe. Yet diplomatic missteps and Beijing's own restrictive market practices have prevented any meaningful breakthrough. European leaders, while openly critical of recent US tariff decisions, remain deeply concerned about China's industrial subsidies, market access limitations, and what many perceive as unfair competition practices. The recent high-level summit between EU and Chinese officials highlighted these persistent tensions, with European representatives pushing for greater reciprocity in trade relations. We expected more concrete commitments from our Chinese counterparts, confided one senior EU diplomat, who requested anonymity. The fundamental imbalances in our economic relationship remain unaddressed. For newcomers to international trade politics, it's worth explaining that Europe finds itself in an uncomfortable position, caught between its traditional transatlantic alliance with America and the economic reality of China's massive market potential. This balancing act has become increasingly difficult as both superpowers pursue more aggressive economic policies. Perhaps most telling was the European Commission's recent statement emphasizing the need for China to substantially improve market access for European companies, language that signals growing impatience with the pace of economic reforms in Beijing. And this is the part most observers miss. Despite public disagreements with Washington, European policymakers continue to share many of America's fundamental concerns about China's economic model. The difference lies primarily in approach rather than assessment. What does this mean for global businesses? Companies operating across these markets must navigate increasingly complex regulatory environments while preparing for potential further fragmentation of global supply chains. Those who can successfully adapt to this new reality of competing economic spheres may find significant advantages. Some analysts suggest China's inability to capitalize on US-EU tensions reflects a deeper strategic miscalculation, underestimating Europe's commitment to protecting its own industrial base and technological sovereignty. Others argue Beijing simply lacks the diplomatic flexibility needed to make meaningful concessions that would satisfy European demands. But could there be another explanation? Is it possible that European leaders, despite their public frustrations with American tariffs, have made a calculated decision that maintaining strong transatlantic ties ultimately serves their long-term interests better than pivoting toward China? This raises provocative questions about the future of global economic alignment. Are we witnessing the early stages of a more fundamental economic decoupling between China and Western economies? Or is this simply a temporary period of adjustment as all parties negotiate their positions in an evolving global order? What's your assessment of Europe's position between these competing economic powers? Do you believe European leaders should take a more independent stance, or is their cautious approach prudent given the complexities involved? Share your thoughts in the comments, especially if you see aspects of this situation that deserve more attention in our ongoing coverage.